Salutations, it's what's popping with your boy Random. Well, you know I like to bring all things pop culture with a particular flair for the subculture, and we're back at it again with a battle rap topic, fresh off the heels of the Murda Mook versus Verb. You guys already heard our recap of the show and our breakdown of the whole event and everything, but we want to, talk a little bit of something about that, and it's basically, Murda Mook's status, but I gotta bring in my partner, especially when we're talking about battle rap. My main man, Showtime. What's up?
Hey, what's popping, everybody? What's popping? It's your boy Showtime. It's always a pleasure to come on with my brother Random, and fresh off the Rare Breed pay-per-view main event that went. And there's some things we're going to chop up and talk about, so let's get it in.
All right, well, hey, let's get strapped in and get going on this topic. We've been listening to a whole lot of, a lot of controversy. Murda Mook and the Averb battle got the battle rap community on fire and everything. And now people are starting to question Murda Mook's status. And my man Showtime wanted to talk about that, man. You got the floor.
Yeah. Let's chop that up. As everybody know, Rare Breed, I watched the battle, and just for the record, once again, as I stated before in previous podcasts, I'm not an Averb. Respect. Last again, Murda Mook, staying mode and took him out of here. So, class. Much respect to you, Averb. I'm watching the vlog. Watching things going on Twitter and the media. They're taking Murda Mook off of the Mount Rushmore totally together. And I was just sitting back thinking, are we really going to take Murda Mook off the Mount Rushmore? I mean, one what's popping audience, and see, and my brother Random, and see what y'all thoughts about that. Because again, the brother he had one major loss. One loss, period, actually. One loss, period.
Yeah.
And people already on.
No, I'm with you. I can't co-sign taking him off the Mount Rushmore, man. I'm not a Mook hater or anything like that. I mean, I think Averb, clearly won. I can say 2-1. I think he got the first 2 rounds. But that being said, I'm not going to try to undo everything Murda Mook has accomplished and what he means to battle rap. And I think he deserves to be, quote unquote, the logo of the league. I may not think he's the GOAT, but I don't think he should be taken off, quote unquote, the battle rap Mount Rushmore. He is still there. I think if anything changed, I think Verb is on it for sure, but not Mook is off it.
So Random, I got a bone to pick with you.
What's that?
You, in your opinion, that Averb, now that he won, the legends that Averb has defeated, that he should probably be number 1. Not but he should be number 1. Again, the brother only had 1 loss, so I kind of begged it from that. Listen, Murda Mook, in his time when he was battling, beat a lot of legends, a lot of top contenders, Math Hoffa, Gene Miller, the laundry list of battles.
Young Hot Party already
had.
Yep.
You gonna make him number 2 or 3 or whatever? Because Averb, did what he did. Not taking away the win, but because he did what he did on Rare Breed event.
All right. Well, let me clarify a little bit. Now, again, I don't think Murda Mook should be taken off the Mount Rushmore. I really don't. I think he deserves to be there. I think as we all say, I think he's solidified. I don't think you can move him off or whatever. But people for a long time were teetering and kind of like, I don't know, maybe Verb, who gets the 4th spot? I don't know. You got Hollow, you got Arsenal, then you had people talking about, man, I think Hitman passed up Verb. Stuff like that. It was a lot of waffling, a lot of people not sure. And I'm thinking, I don't know, because think about it. The two people who were immovable was Loaded Lux and Murda Mook on Mount Rushmore. Everybody was fighting for 3 and 4. You know, everybody fighting for 3 and 4. But now I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, now I think the 3 solid ones is gonna be Averb, Murda Mook, and Loaded Lux. So now they need to figure out who's gonna be on the 4th spot. But I think Averb is solidly entrenched. And his faith is carved on the side of that mountain, man. I mean, because he did what other people cannot say that they done. He beat Mook. Mook beat Loaded Lux twice. Okay, some people think it's once, but still, Mook at least beat Loaded Lux once. Okay, and Verb beat Mook. He beat Surf. He beat Hollow. He beat by some people he beat Arsenal. I mean, what more does the man have to do? You know. And always on the road. Rarely ever has a home game. So he's going to other kings' kingdom and cracking them. He's going to other kings' kingdom and beating them. You know?
So you basing it off of the legends that he beat in comparison to Murda Mook?
Yes. Yes. Well, okay. Let me ask you this. Verb has a number of losses, but let's look at some of his wins.
I was just going to jump into that.
He has a number. And I'm going
to
use the number that he says. Okay, he's 55 and 9. Okay, so we're just going to go with what he said for right now, because you know we can't catalog every battle.
55 and 9.
Exactly.
That's
so
right.
He said 55 and 9. Okay, now let's look up those 45 or 46 wins. Does he have some? Does he have more quality wins than Murda Mook?
Oh yeah, he has a lot of quality wins.
A lot of quality wins. So why take something away from him? Why take that away from him when he has quality wins than Murda Mook? You know what I'm saying?
So are we penalizing Mook for stepping down for all them years? Because you know he did step away for a long period of time.
I think it was a great angle. Well, here's the thing: even though he did step down, I mean that's how he moved. That's how he wanted to move with his career. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna penalize him as far as his status, as one of the greats, as being a logo or whatever. I'm not going to penalize him for that. I think it's a great angle somebody can take, because I think Verb took a great angle saying, you're not one of us, and hey, you got this podcast and you didn't invite us. You didn't have not one of us on there or whatever. You distance yourself. You know what I'm saying? You separate and distance yourself. If you look at another interview, Arsenal had 4 years ago raised $70,000 for Murda Mook to battle, and Murda Mook turned it down. I'm like, okay, why? You know what I'm saying? It's the number. It's the number you asked for once upon a time. This was 4 years. This was 4 years ago. So I'm thinking, it's his moves. He has certain moves. I'm not saying, I'm not going to question how somebody moves. But what I'm saying is that it's a great angle to take away to use against him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, come on, man. So yeah, does Mook get to stay on Mount Rushmore? Yes. But now guess what? There's a new throne not higher, not above, but we got to carve out another face on that Mount Rushmore, and that's Verb, man, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Verb is definitely there. I'm not saying Verb shouldn't be, but as far as the format, 1, 2, 3, and 4, is the Averb number 1 for you still? Despite the losses, the brother has some losses. We cannot take that away. To me, honestly, K-Shine laced him.
Yeah, he did. I can't argue that.
Averb, K-Shine had the best. I don't know, in my opinion, when it came to like beating him in a battle. Yeah. K-Shine killed. Sometimes I watch that over and over. Like, K-Shine did his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Verb died that day. He died, man. He got bodied.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody, former B-Dot brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm not B-Dot. I mean, Dot Mall. The former Dot Mall brother.
Verb died, man. Rex got him.
Paste beat him recently. Paste, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, when you get out there, the more and more you battle, is the bigger chance of you to take a loss, because really, technically, nobody's undefeated, really. I mean, some people might argue Loso undefeated right now. He on a 16-game winning streak and stuff, and I get that, but I'm not going to argue that. But after a while, everyone loses. I'll put it like this here. Loaded Lux has some pretty bad losses here and there, but is anyone discounting that he's great?
Oh, no. That. Well, this is what I'm saying, This is what I'm saying, Rand. This is what I'm saying. out of all the years, how many years has Murda Mook been battling? Like, a decade plus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Correct. How many years? And the brother hasn't lost until
now,
this weekend.
True. Still great.
Yo, that's something right there, man. No. That's something. That's saying something right there.
That's
brother.
huge.
That's huge. I don't think it's gonna really ever be done again. Honestly, you know what I mean? Like, even though the brother took a 4-year hiatus. Yeah. But that's like saying, Michael Jordan, getting mad at Michael Jordan for taking his years off, and he would have had 8 championships instead of 6.
True, I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Okay, let me put it like this. So is he still number 1 on your Mount Rushmore? Murda Mook?
Honestly, man, after thinking about it, man, and soaking up the media. Yeah, as far as Mount Rushmore, I believe that he's still number 1. Again, the brother, listen, what he did, he just lost this weekend. I mean, what he's done, never going to be done again, in my opinion.
True.
You know what I mean? I don't think nobody else is going to do it the way he has done it.
True.
And I mean, listen, the loss was a loss, man. It was a bad loss. Class done. It wasn't. I know it wasn't a bad loss. It was a classic battle over the weekend. I'm not saying it was bad. True. Classic battle.
True.
People, they can't say he was trash.
No.
They can say he lost, but they can't say Murda Mook was trash.
Agreed.
However, again, the brother still only has 1 loss. Like I stated earlier, nobody says anything when it comes to Michael Jordan when he took his little break.
Yep.
Some people complain about Jordan and say, "Oh, he would have had 8 championships if he would have stayed." But he's still the GOAT.
Yep.
In the NBA. So when it comes to battle rap, why can't Mook, even though he had that 1 loss? Nobody says that about Muhammad Ali. They call him the greatest.
Yep.
And he lost.
Yeah, he had some losses. Yep, he lost. Okay. I'm okay. I'm gonna leave that analogy because I was gonna make a case, but I'm not gonna go there. But I will tell you what's let me see. Will tell you what's making me real tight. I'm gonna tell you what's making me tight, and that is I'm listening to the Angry Fan recap, and he had top 10 on there, right?
Okay, and I gotta check that out.
You gotta check it out. It was making me real tight because this dude was trying everything in the book to try to really take away Verb's win, and that was getting me tight. He went. I think it was an hour show. 45 minutes of it was top 10 trying to take away Verb's win, and I'm not feeling that, man. That was getting me tight. I'm like, every excuse in the world. And I think the litmus test is this. If you say, and I think a caller said it too, so I'm not going to take the credit. I think a caller said it. He said, if you take everything Mook was saying and let Chilla Jones say it, you're going to be like, oh, man, come on. All that scheming, overused bars, stuff like that. I mean, come on, man. Now, look, I'm not going to tear down Murda Mook. I think he did well. I do. I think he did great. I think it was good. There was a little ring rust there. But I think he did good. I do. I'm not one of the people like Battle Truth saying that he was trash. I don't think he was trash. I don't.
Yeah, and that's my boy right there, Battle Truth.
So I don't think he was trash. But for them to come, man, come on, man. He was okay, I'll tell you what, go listen to that interview. It's an Angry Fan Radio interview, and they have top 10 on, and it was getting me tight, man. It was getting me tight. I'm yelling at the screen, bro. It was making me mad because he was taking everything away. Now he did give Verb the first round, but after that, everything else was debatable. And his argument was bad. His argument was bad. I'm like, come on, man. And I'm like, no, bro.
Yeah, nah. In regards to that, man, you got to be honest, bloggers. You got to be honest, man. I mean, like I said, I'm a Murda Mook fan, but I still gave it to Averb. I gave it to Averb. He won. Averb was on his stuff, man. He did his thing, man. But for those that love Murda Mook, man, they gonna try to defend him. They're gonna try to defend him when it comes to that, that battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm just talking about Mount Rushmore. I'm talking about the credibility of Murda Mook, even though he lost this one battle.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna shuffle the deck. I'm gonna put it like this here. Here's my order. I'm gonna give my official order, okay? And it is Murda Mook, number 1. I'm gonna reshuffle the deck. Murda Mook, number 1. Number 2, and it's controversial because Murda Mook beat Loaded Lux. Murda Mook beat Loaded Lux, but Verb beat Mook. But I'm gonna say Loaded Lux, number 2. Verb number 3. Right. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
All right. All right. Listen, that sounds more like it. That sounds more like it right there. There we go. That sounds more like it, man. But we want to hear from the fans too. You know, send your audio voicemail messages. You know, we want to hear from the people out there what y'all think about, you know, Murda Mook. Did he, you know, as far as Mount Rushmore? Yeah, no doubt. As far as Mount Rushmore, you know,
that's my order.
Next, you got to
1, 2, and 3. Y'all can fight.
Yeah. Yeah, number 4, you know, that's like a lot of people could put some people even put Arsenal up there. Number 4. Yeah, that's like real debatable right there. Maybe we got to do a show about that one day, as far as Mount Rushmore. But yeah, if you know, again, I just wanted to get your voice. You know, like I said in the other part, you did say A-Verb was number 1 since you know. You know what I'm saying? That A-Verb was, so I had to come back like, yo, look, we got to do a show about this and discuss this. You know what I'm saying? But again, A-Verb, much respect to you. You know what I mean? Listen, yo. You did your thing for the weekend. Much respect to you. And you did say in the before the battle, you was like, yeah, I don't want nobody jumping on my stuff. After that, you know what I'm saying? You was saying that, remember? Like, yeah, I don't want nobody, you know, if you wasn't a fan of mine before, forget you. Yeah, that don't, you know, listen, man, you can't be a hater like that.
No, he did say that.
We appreciate
He did say that. But yeah. I will say, I think what happened with me, I think it was like, I guess it could be kind of like a prisoner of the moment just for a second, but then when you gotta, you know, when you let it marinate for a minute, it's just like when you rethought about it. You thought about it, like, wait a minute, okay, yeah, he lost, but come on, man, we're not gonna knock him down off the Mount Rushmore. So I understand. You know, so once I let it simmer, you know, I let it simmer a little bit. You know, it's 2 days later. You know, let it simmer a little bit. Yeah. I still got Verb winning. However, I'm not gonna take Murda Mook off Mount Rushmore. I'm not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah, there we go. Or we're not gonna make A-Verb number 1.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that because we got to look at everything, the impact, the body of work, and everything. And if Verb didn't have, and it's not like Verb. I mean, and you know, a lot is relative. We can say, hey, Verb has a lot of losses, but 55-9. If you gave that to a boxer, that's a pretty good boxer. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So I can't say a lot, but to some people, he has a lot of losses. I will say this. If he didn't have as many losses as he had, whether you think 9 is a lot or not, if he didn't have as many, it would look a lot better. You know, if he had maybe 5 losses, 4 losses, it would look a lot better. Because, and you know what? And it's not the number of losses for me. It's just how bad they were, you know? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like getting knocked out. If you get bodied, you got knocked out. So K-Shine, technically, if he was boxing, he knocked you out. So it looks bad. You know? It looks bad.
Yeah, that's right. You know, A-Verb, you got real about it. The A-Verb fans out there, you know, he took some major losses, man. He took some major hits.
He took some big losses. So, I'm not going to do it. And Mook never took a loss like that. He never got knocked out. Even in his loss to A-Verb, it wasn't a knockout. It was a decision.
Right. Do you think it's got some bias right now because of the New York versus, you know, Midwest thing going on right now? Because you know what? New York is looking bad, man. I'm from New York right now. You know, a lot of New York, you know, T-Rex lost, you know what I'm saying, versus Reed. You know, New York, that's a whole other podcast. Man. What's going on with the New York rappers?
That's another podcast.
You know, New York is falling off right now. Everybody else getting they shine. And I don't know what's happening with the New York battle rappers, man.
I don't know. Did you get that? On a side note, we won't even get deep into it, but you gave Beat out that battle, didn't you?
Yeah, I gave Beat out the battle, man. Yep, I gave him the battle versus my man Sway.
Yep.
You know, New York, we got to step it up, y'all, in the battle rap tip, man. I know, listen, I think it's getting to New Yorkers' heads, man, that, you know, we started this, and now it's like, you know, they're not upping the game somehow, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, other brothers is getting hungry from other areas.
Okay. Yeah, you're right, man. You can't rest on your laurels. That's what I'm saying. You know, you got to be, if you're going to be the king, you got to be a conquering king. You got to be a warrior king. You got to be a fighting king. You can't just sit there, because you sit there, somebody's going to come get you, you know?
Yeah, most definitely,
someone's going to come get you, man. So, hey, you know, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens, man. But, hey, you know, I wanted you to, you know, go ahead and, you know, get that off your chest and say, hold on, pump the brakes. You know,
no doubt. Like, hold on, come back to the table. We gotta talk about
it. Talk about it.
Yeah, but it's all about the people out there that support the brand. What's popping? So again, we want to hear from y'all. Send your voice messages. and let us know what y'all think.
Absolutely, man. Hey, that's my main man, Showtime. This is Random. Hey, join us on the next episode because this one is over.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.